Some memories stay buried. Others claw their way back up. When I was a kid, I had an imaginary friend, or at least that's what everyone said. I don't remember much about her, just that I'd go down to the basement to play with the cats, and she'd always be there, sitting near the old washing machine. She never said much, just listened, watched, stayed still. Over time, I forgot she ever existed. Years later, my little sister mentioned a dream she used to have as a child, a recurring one, always the same. She'd go down to the basement and a girl would lead her toward the old washing machine. That's what triggered the memory. I joked, "Oh, I used to have a friend who sat by that washing machine." We all laughed, until my dad joined in. He told us how I used to spend hours talking to the cats, and to my friend, as I called her. He always assumed it was just a phase, but then he said something else. One time he walked past the basement and thought he saw me playing by the washer. When he called out my name, the girl didn't answer. She just slipped behind the machine. Only, the washer is pressed directly against the wall. There's no space to hide. He went down there thinking I'd crawled behind somehow, but no one was there. I wasn't even home. He swears that's what he saw. We're still not sure if he was serious or just trying to scare us, but the dream stopped when my sister moved out. Just ended. I don't know what to believe, but I can't stop thinking about it. The washer, the silence, and the way she always watched. Some friends grow up with you, others never leave. There's something about old hotels, the kind with carpets that never lost the smell of smoke, doors that stick, and a silence that doesn't feel empty, just waiting. This is what happened when I stayed in room 313. I was in town for work, middle of nowhere. Everything else was booked or overpriced, so I settled on the cheapest place I could find. It looked normal enough, tired, faded, like it used to be something, a long time ago. The woman at the front desk barely looked up. She slid me the key card, mumbled "third floor," and went back to whatever she was doing. Room 313. It started with small things. A flicker in the bathroom light. TV turning itself on, just static. Dreams I couldn't remember, but I'd wake up with the sheets twisted, heart pounding. I told myself it was just the stress, or the air conditioning, or the fact that this place had definitely seen better days. But on the third night, I woke up at exactly 3:13 a.m., sitting bolt upright, like someone had called my name, and in the far corner of the room, something was standing there. No movement, no face, just the outline of someone watching me. I turned on the lamp beside the bed. Nothing. Corners empty, doors locked, windows shut. I didn't sleep after that. The next morning, I packed my things and checked out 2 days early, said something vague about a family emergency. They didn't even ask for a reason. As I was walking to my car, I looked up. I don't know why I did. I just did. Third floor, room 313, and pressed against the window, hands flat against the glass, was someone watching me. Just a shadow, but I knew. I knew what I was seeing, and it wasn't me. It wasn't a trick of light. It was still there. Some places don't let go. Some things wait, behind the glass. I woke up to a knock on the door at 5:13 a.m. Not a pounding knock, just a single deliberate tap. By the time I reached the door, no one was there. But sitting on the welcome mat was an envelope, no name, no markings, just plain white. Inside, cash, crisp bills, all 20s. I counted twice, $260. I should have turned it in, but I didn't. I convinced myself it was a mistake or a prank. I even checked with neighbors. No one knew anything, so I kept it. And for a few days, everything felt lighter. Free coffee, found my missing key. I hit every green light for 2 days straight, but then it started. First the knock came again, same time. 5:13 a.m. No envelope this time, just the knock. Then I noticed a second envelope, this one inside my apartment. Same cash, same total, just sitting on my desk. I live alone. No signs of a break-in, no footsteps, just more money. It happened again 2 days later, and again. Every envelope, $260, always 20s, always clean. I stopped spending it. I locked my door, changed the locks, moved the furniture to block the entrance. Still, it showed up. Then one night, I wrote a note and placed it under the cash. Why me? The next morning, there was no money, just a reply. You agreed. I didn't. Not knowingly, not intentionally, but the first time I kept the envelope, maybe that was the agreement. I haven't touched the money since. I don't even know how much is stacked up now, but it's still coming. Same time, every time. And I have this feeling, the longer I let it sit, the bigger the price when it's time to pay. I stepped out for a walk just before sunrise. The streets were still, the kind of quiet that only exists when the world hasn't fully woken up yet. That's when I noticed the fog. It wasn't rolling in like usual, it was just there. Thick, still, almost too still. I could barely see 10 feet ahead, but I kept going. Everything felt muffled, like the world had been wrapped in cotton. That's when I heard footsteps behind me. But when I turned, no one. Just fog. Dense. Heavy. So I kept walking. Only, something was wrong. I passed the corner store, still closed. Past the same street lamp, again. And again. I was looping. Same stretch, same cracks in the sidewalk. But I wasn't turning around. It was like the fog folded the neighborhood into itself. Then I heard it. A voice. Not loud, not angry, just behind me. Repeating the same thing over and over, I turned. No one. But then I looked at my phone. 7:04 a.m. I blinked. 7:04 a.m. again. 7:04 a.m. The clock wasn't moving. I had no service. The stopwatch wouldn't start. I was outside of time. And I swear I wasn't alone in that fog. Eventually, the fog just broke, like a curtain being pulled back, and everything snapped back into place. Cars, sound, time. I checked the time again. 7:05. 1 minute had passed. But I had been out there for at least an hour. I don't know where I was or when, but I've avoided fog ever since, especially the kind that just waits. Some stories aren't told. They're escaped.